Hi, welcome to You Can Do Medicine. My name's Tom and I'm a first year medical student here at Edinburgh University. Today we have the wonderful Charlotte with us
Hi.
and she's going to tell us her story.
Hi, my name's Charlotte, and I'm a first year medical student at Edinburgh as well. So I started in September after I finished high school in June. So straight from school to uni. And so it's definitely been a very interesting experience to see how different university life, especially medicine, is to school life. So I moved here from Trinidad in the Caribbean, which is where I'm from. And it was my first time ever coming to Scotland when I came here for university. So it's definitely been an exciting experience. I guess I could talk a little bit about how I got into medicine. So when I was about 14, I started to go on multiple internships and kind of shadowing opportunities because I really had no idea what I wanted to do. And I think one of the most important things when you're looking into a future profession is to see what kind of work environment you think you could thrive in and what kind of work environment you enjoy. Because at the end of the day, this is what you're going to be doing for the next 50 odd years. And so you want to make sure that it's something that you like. So I went on quite a few. I did an internship at a Spanish embassy in Trinidad. I did an internship at a news reporting station, and I did an internship at a doctor's clinic. And I originally wasn't too keen on going to a doctor's clinic because I had always thought of myself very much as a humanities and English kind of person. So I was a big English nerd in school, and it was always my strongest and my favorite subject. And sciences, while I enjoyed sciences, I was never very, very good at it. So I quite liked chemistry and I quite liked biology. Didn't like physics very much. But um, even though I enjoyed them, never was really top of the class. I was more that way with English and more like the essay writing subject. So, anyways, I decided to go to this doctor's clinic and just see what it was like. And I have to say that it was an experience that I never expected to have. It made me feel very it just made me feel excited. Like I would really look forward to going to the clinic. It was a private practice, and I would have to wake up quite early every morning during the summer holidays to go, and I absolutely loved it. And because I was 14 years old and I had no concept of any of the medical terms that were being used around me, all I could really focus on and all I was really attuned to was the the interactions of the people. So the interactions between the doctor and the patient, the nurse and the patient, the administrative staff, everything was revolving kind of around the human element that we find in healthcare. And that was what drew me in. And that was what I knew that I wanted in my life. So, obviously, going to your parents and telling them, hey, I want to pursue a career in medicine, most parents would say, oh, great, like, yes, this is what we want. My parents actually weren't too happy. Well, it wasn't that they weren't happy, but they were apprehensive because it is kind of a stigma that parents kind of force their kids into a career as a doctor and it ends up not being something that they want. And so they wanted to make sure that I really had chosen this for myself and not for them and not for my teachers or anybody else who I wanted to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go become a doctor because of you. So I did 3 more years at this clinic. And while I was also interning, I was doing other research and I was working online with a lot of organizations and charities that dealt with healthcare. So I wrote for a neuroscience newsletter during COVID, and I worked with kids who had ADHD and who were blind. So I helped record audiobooks for them to be able to listen to audiobooks even though they couldn't read. So those kinds of things where I kind of used my opportunities to reach into the societal aspect of medicine, because at the end of the day, to me, healthcare and medicine is all about the people that you're dealing with. Yes, the science is extremely important and you need it to be able to practice as a doctor, but the empathy and the compassion and the ability to form relationships with people that are long lasting and trustworthy, I think, are just as, if not more important. And that's kind of the sustainable aspect of medicine. Um, and that was what I wanted to do. So I started to apply myself more in the sciences. And sometimes it's simply a case of thinking, if I want to be good at this, I'm going to make this my favorite thing ever. And so I would tell myself, I love chemistry. Chemistry is my favorite subject. And that was how I was able to do it. I went to an American school. So even though I was in Trinidad, I did an American syllabus. So I took APs, Advanced Placements, which is the American equivalent of the A level. And yeah, I had to get my three APs. I had to get it in chemistry, biology, and calculus, which I did. And then when I was applying to uni, I took the UCAT, as everyone has to take the UCAT. I used Medify, which was a godsend, and which was why I was able to get into university because applying as an international student was really a barrier in itself because the standards are quite a bit higher to get in. um, I think only 18 international students were got into this cohort of medicine for Edinburgh. So it is quite rigorous with UCAT. You really just you need about like you need to really take a second and remember that this is what you want to do. And it was quite a difficult application experience, but I'm grateful for how it went. I'm really happy with how it went, and I feel really lucky to be here. So I guess the message of this video series is that anyone can do medicine, and it's true. So I had quite a different experience to most of my peers, just coming from a completely different place and coming from a different school system. But it's been a really enjoyable experience, and I don't think I would have wanted it to be any other way. Um, I think understanding why you want to do medicine and having the right intentions going into it is the most important thing because just getting through the application process is a challenge in itself. And just go in with the knowledge that you can do it and that if it's meant to be for you, it will be. And just because you don't get in the first time doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. So, yeah, I wish you the best of luck if you're applying to medicine or whatever you're applying to, whatever university, and I hope it all goes well.